And he just became a father. So I got 2 grandchildren now.
Wow, congrats.
Yeah, I got 2 granddaughters. I got a grandson on the way.
Wow.
King's about to have a son.
King's about to have a son. Congrats.
Yeah. And I told him I'm gonna make this the greatest gangster of all times. I will raise this child to be you the way that you did me. I promise you, there will be an indictment in this young.
So I got a baby daddy who is a celebrity. Found out a little late. I didn't know at first. And I was hoping that he would help me. I'm asking you right now, can you help me, please? Can you help me to turn over a new leaf? Not to say I can't go and do OnlyFans, but I would like to do something else now with my life. I would like to take the time out to really heal and, focus.
The streets can't stop buzzing about the chaos inside T.I.'s family, and it's wilder than any VH1 storyline out there. Word on the block says T.I. pulled some serious strings behind the scenes. He allegedly had a hospital run a secret DNA test on Big Nana's baby without telling anyone. When those results hit his hands, he wasted no time. He called King Harris in and hit him with the truth. That baby wasn't his. And the way T.I. delivered it, cold-blooded. He hit him with that classic "I told you so" energy, reminding King how he tried to warn him from day one about Big Nana's motives. This wasn't just a random dad moment either. I had already dropped breadcrumbs months ago. Remember that Hot 107 interview where he hinted that King might be expecting? Fans caught the shade instantly. The tone in his voice said it all, and everyone online started piecing it together like detectives. Some people thought T.I. was just disappointed because King's young, reckless, and always trying to play the tough guy role. But turns out there was way more under the surface. See, Big Nana is older than King, and that alone had people whispering. That age gap made everyone uneasy, especially folks close to the family who said it just didn't feel right. Sources claim T.I. had been trying to drop wisdom on King for months, warning him Big Nana might just be chasing fame, looking for that bag. And let's be real, T's been in this industry long enough to spot a clout chaser from a mile away. But King, he was too caught up in the thrill. He thought dating an older woman made him look grown, like he was proving something to the world. Then boom, Big Nana turns up pregnant, and T.I. reportedly lost it. Not just angry, but hurt that his son didn't listen. Behind closed doors, he let King know he wasn't proud. Not because of the baby, but because he saw this setup coming from the jump. Meanwhile, King was still out here trying to act like he had it all handled, flexing online, posting like he was built for fatherhood, brushing off his dad's advice like it didn't matter. But the tension between them didn't start here. It's been bubbling for a long time. Who could forget that viral live stream after the game fight when King yelled, "I stand on business," trying to act like the hardest dude out? T.I. had to step in and shut it down before the family's name got dragged even more. But King fired back, accusing his dad of being all talk, saying T.I. plays the perfect father for the cameras while being distant in real life. At one point, King even claimed he had to survive in the hood on his own. But let's be honest, that story didn't really hold up. Yeah, he might have spent time with his grandma in a rough area, but this isn't your regular struggle story. T.I. and Tiny got money. Serious money. King wasn't hurting for anything material, but money ain't everything, and King made that clear. He said all the designer clothes, fancy cars, and fame couldn't fill the void. What he really wanted was love and time with his pops. In one clip, King opened up saying the only moments he got with T.I. were during Family Hustle filming. And as soon as the cameras cut, his dad was gone. So when the Big Nana pregnancy scandal came crashing down, King wasn't about to just roll over and take orders. After years of feeling unheard, this was his way of standing his ground, even if it meant clashing with one of the most powerful fathers in hip-hop. Instead of keeping quiet and letting things cool off, King ran straight to Big Nana and spilled everything his dad warned him about. And that's when the game flipped hard. Word on the street says Big Nana took that info and used it like ammo, twisting it to get even more control over him. She allegedly started isolating King, making sure he was cut off from his family little by little until he stopped answering calls from T.I. and Tiny altogether. That's exactly why they were missing in action at that baby shower. And their absence said everything. For a family that's built their whole empire on cameras, reality shows, and living life in front of the world, that silence hit louder than a diss track. People noticed, but T.I., he wasn't about to let some influencer try to run game on his son. Allegedly, he reached out to Big Nana himself and didn't mince words. He told her straight up, "You're not getting a dime from this family." He made it clear she wasn't about to slide into the Harris fortune, no matter what story she spun. Then came the big move. Ty went behind the scenes and ordered that DNA test without telling anyone, not even King. And when those results came in and proved the baby wasn't his, the whole illusion shattered like glass. I showed King the paperwork, the truth right there in black and white, and witnesses say King broke down completely. Tears, shock, betrayal, everything hit him at once. The woman he thought was carrying his child had been playing him the whole time, and now he had to face it head on. In that moment, T.I. didn't hold back, not even a little. He told his son, "I tried to protect you, but now you gotta handle this like a man." It wasn't about scolding him. It was about reality smacking him in the face. What started as a young love story turned into a painful lesson in manipulation, heartbreak, and learning who's really by your side when the fame fades. This whole Big Nana situation is way bigger than a family argument. It's a cautionary tale about what happens when love, clout, and fame start mixing. Once money and legacy enter the picture, it's like a ticking time bomb of drama, and let's be honest, hip-hop's history is filled with baby mama chaos. King just got caught in the same trap many of his father's peers have faced before. Look at Future. The man could host a Maury marathon with how many DNA tests he's been through. Woman after woman has stepped up claiming to have his child, turning courtrooms into entertainment. Even Future admitted he feels like a target, saying people see dollar signs when they look at him. Some of those cases turned out to be true, but others left everyone wondering, was he being reckless, or was he the one getting hustled all along? And you can't forget Drake. At the peak of his fame, he got hit with the Sophie Brousseau situation that shook the whole industry. When Sophie came out saying she was pregnant, people thought it was just another clout chase. Drake stayed silent, hiding from the headlines until those DNA results came back and confirmed it. Adonis was his son. That moment flipped his whole image overnight. Instead of denying it, Drake took it head on, turned it into a proud fatherhood story, and reshaped the narrative. And now fans are saying maybe King's story could follow a similar path. Not in the same way, but as a wake-up call. This might be the moment that forces him to grow up, understand how dangerous love can get in the spotlight, and realize that not everyone smiling in your face has good intentions. Because in the world of fame and fortune, trust can be the most expensive lesson of all. Even with Drake's situation, fans were side-eyeing Sophie hard at first. People couldn't help but wonder, was it really love, or was she just locking in a lifetime check with one of the biggest rappers alive? That kind of doubt shows just how twisted this game gets when fame, feelings, and fortune mix together. Nobody trusts anybody once money enters the chat. And then there's Offset. His history is a movie by itself. Before he ever settled down with Cardi B, Offset was already drowning in baby mama drama. One woman even tried to fake evidence to make it look like he was the father, hoping to secure that monthly payout. It was wild. The case eventually fell apart, but it showed the dark side of the industry, how far some people are willing to go just to get a piece of that superstar lifestyle. Even after clearing that up, Offset stayed in the headlines thanks to his messy love life. The cheating rumors, the public arguments, and the on-again, off-again roller coaster with Cardi, it kept his name hot, but for all the wrong reasons. And now that Cardi's reportedly walked away again, fans can't help but connect the dots, saying maybe the old baggage never really went away. Some things just keep haunting you no matter how rich or famous you get. And let's not forget Chief Keef, the drill legend from Chicago who had more DNA tests than music videos at one point. He was barely out of his teens when women started coming forward one after another, claiming he was their baby's father. Some cases turned out legit, but a lot of them had people whispering, "Are these real claims or just quick money grabs?" It became a full-time job for his lawyers just to keep up. Then there's the Hoff chapter, the Jay-Z rumors. Back in the early 2000s, whispers flew around that Jay had a secret child somewhere. Nobody ever found proof. No documents, no DNA tests, nothing. But that didn't stop the gossip mill from spinning. For years, the internet ran wild, calling him another rapper caught up in baby drama, even though it was all smoke with no fire. It just shows how fast a rumor can turn into a headline when your name holds that much weight. But one of the craziest modern stories has to be Lil Baby's. His name got dragged into the mix when an OnlyFans model, Story, real name Jazz Ree, went public claiming he was the father of her 3-year-old daughter. And she didn't do it quietly either. She put the whole thing on blast. She hopped on Instagram, posting emotional captions like, "Lil Baby, can you please help me and your daughter? This is not the route I want to go, but I need your help. God told me this morning to let go of my pride and just ask for help." Talk about dramatic. And just when people thought that was the end of it, she went even harder. She dropped a full video on YouTube, turning her personal story into internet content, complete with thumbnails, clickbait titles, and ads rolling mid-sentence. Fans started calling her out immediately, saying it looked more like a clout chase than a cry for help. They were asking, is this really about her kid or just about views and money? Then the internet detectives did what they do best. They started digging. And what they found made things even messier. Turns out Story admitted she's got other children, but doesn't have custody of them. That revelation set social media on fire. People started saying, hold up, if she's already lost custody before, is this really about her daughter's well-being or just her trying to get a bag? Once again, the whole thing proved the same cold truth that keeps showing up in hip-hop. Fame might bring power, but it also paints a target on your back. Because when your name carries weight, even your personal life can turn into somebody else's payday. She even went as far as dropping side-by-side pictures of her daughter and Lil Baby online, swearing up and down that the resemblance was undeniable. But come on, a few similar features don't mean proof. Social media receipts might stir conversation, but they don't hold up like hard DNA evidence. If she really wanted to clear the air, the courts are wide open and the paternity test is waiting. But instead of doing that, she's doubling down on the spotlight and the internet sees it for what it looks like, a full-blown clout chase. And what really makes this whole situation even more wild is that Story already has a reputation for chasing cameras anywhere she can. She's been spotted all over those chaotic YouTube dating shows where people act outrageous just to pull views. Clips of her have surfaced online hanging with Charleston White and Lil Woody, two names known for stirring up digital chaos like it's their full-time job. So yeah, people have every reason to question her motives. The receipts might look messy, but her track record, even messier. Meanwhile, Lil Baby's playing it smart and staying completely silent. No rants, no cryptic posts, no clapbacks, nothing. And honestly, that's just his style. He's not the type to go back and forth online, especially over drama that could mess with his brand. You can bet his lawyers are handling everything behind the scenes while he keeps it cool in public. Still, whether he's actually the father or not, the chaos has already taken on a life of its own, and the internet's treating it like the next viral saga. Now here's where the loop closes. This is the exact same pattern T.I. was trying to warn King Harris about. Young rappers, fresh to fame, getting manipulated and dragged into messy traps that could change their lives forever. T.I. saw it coming from a mile away because he's watched the cycle repeat in hip-hop for decades. The love stories that turn into lawsuits, the flings that turn into headlines, and the fame that turns into bait. That's why I made his move early. That secret DNA test wasn't just a stunt, it was strategy. His way of protecting his son from being locked into years of unnecessary stress, baby mama drama, and financial battles that could have haunted him long after the fame faded. Some people say he overstepped, but from his perspective, that test was insurance. It was the difference between saving King's future and watching him sink into a trap built on lies. Because here's the truth, scandals like these aren't just private matters anymore. They're part of the entertainment ecosystem. Fans eat this stuff up like it's a soap opera. Every rumor, every screenshot, every tearful live turns into clicks and content. And King Harris's situation proves that in this era, one wrong relationship can flip your entire image overnight. But deeper than the gossip, this whole saga exposes the never-ending clash between generations, the young ones eager to prove themselves versus the OGs who've already been through the fire. T.I. wasn't trying to embarrass his son, he was trying to school him. After surviving decades in an industry built on illusion and scandal, he knows the traps by heart. That's why when Big Nana tried to slide her way in, T.I. didn't hesitate. He shut it down fast, made his boundaries clear, and reminded everyone why he's still one of the sharpest minds in the game. In the end, whether people see him as controlling or just cautious, one thing's for sure. T.I. made sure the Harris name wasn't about to be dragged through another messy headline built on lies and manipulation. By pulling that move, T.I. didn't just protect his son. He laid down a blueprint for the entire rap game on how to handle the chaos that comes when manipulation, money, and fame start mixing. Because when you peel it back, King's story ain't just about baby mama drama. It's about identity, respect, and the heavy pressure that comes with carrying a famous last name. King's been on a mission to prove he's more than just T.I.'s son. Through his music, his feuds, and those wild live streams where he refuses to back down no matter who's watching. But being a Harris means every slip-up, every rant, every viral moment becomes a headline. That "I stand on business" video might have made fans laugh, but it also exposed how tense things really are between father and son. And T.I., he didn't sugarcoat a thing. He went public and told King straight up that his actions were embarrassing the family name. It wasn't about tearing him down, it was about trying to wake him up. To fans, it all looked like entertainment, memes, reactions, gossip. But underneath that noise was something way deeper. A dad and his son clashing over love, pride, and control while the world watched. Then Big Nana stepped in and everything exploded. Suddenly, what started as a personal family issue became a full-blown internet spectacle. And truthfully, King's not the first young artist to get caught up like this. He's just the latest name in a long line of rappers tangled up in personal chaos that spills into their careers. Hip-hop history is packed with examples of how fast fame can twist your personal life. Rappers have lost money, respect, and peace of mind because they couldn't keep the personal separate from the public. Future's been locked in endless child support battles. Drake had his fatherhood exposed before he was ready. Offset scandals nearly tanked his marriage, and Chief Keef's legal messes had him in court more times than in the studio. Different names, same story. Love and money never mix cleanly when the whole world's watching. Some rappers manage to flip it. They turn the mess into motivation, rebuild their brand, and take back their power. But others, they get swallowed whole by it. And T.I. refused to let King become one of those casualties. Every move he made, even the controversial ones, came from experience, from knowing that this industry doesn't play fair. His actions weren't just about control, they were about survival. And it's worse now than ever. We're living in a clout culture where privacy barely exists. Back in the day, scandals stayed behind closed doors. Now every argument, every he said, she said, and every baby mama claim ends up streamed, posted, and monetized. Big Nana had King so caught up he was ignoring his parents, while Story, the woman tied to Lil Baby, turned her personal drama into full-on digital content. It's not about love anymore, it's about attention, followers, and fast cash. That's the world King's growing up in. One where truth gets buried under likes and lies spread faster than facts. For rappers, and especially their kids, the challenge isn't just making it big, it's learning who's really down for them versus who's using them as a stepping stone. King Harris just learned that lesson the hard way. The DNA test blew the illusion apart, and he had to face the truth. The baby wasn't his, the relationship was built on manipulation, and his father was right all along. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it's a necessary one. Because sometimes growing up means letting go, even when your pride's on the line. And for T.I., this moment defined what real fatherhood looks like. Not the TV version, not the picture-perfect family act, but the raw, unfiltered version where you protect your child even when they can't see the danger standing right in front of them. Fans are completely split on this one. Some say T.I. went too far, crossing the line between being protective and controlling, while others are giving him full credit, saying he did exactly what a real father's supposed to do. But no matter what side you're on, one thing can't be denied. That man saved King from a lifetime of heartbreak, stress, and fake love built on lies. The rap game is pure chaos right now, full of paternity scandals, clout-chasing hookups, and messy situations that feel straight out of a soap opera. Except in this one, the prize ain't love, it's money, fame and reputation. And here's the realest part. It doesn't matter if you're sitting on top of the charts like Drake or just starting to make noise like King Harris. Nobody's immune to the madness. Once you're in the spotlight, every move gets twisted, every relationship gets questioned, and one wrong decision can haunt you for years. The only thing that separates the ones who last from the ones who crumble is how they handle the storm. Do you let it break you down, or do you flip it, grow from it, and come back even stronger? For King, this is just one chapter, but it's a major one. This whole ordeal could either be his downfall or his turning point. If he really takes the lesson to heart, he could finally step out of his father's shadow and start carving his own path, not as T.I.'s son, but as King Harris, the man who bounced back after learning the hardest lesson of his life. But if he ignores the warning signs, the industry won't hesitate to chew him up and spit him out, just like it's done to countless others who thought fame would protect them. So the question now is, did T.I. save his son from destruction, or should he have stepped back and let King crash on his own to learn the hard way? That debate's got social media going crazy. Some say T.I. was being a real one. Others think he embarrassed his son publicly. But whichever side you're on, this whole saga proves one thing. Fame don't protect you from pain. It just makes the heartbreak louder, the lies messier, and the manipulation more public. In this era, nothing stays private for long. Every DM, every argument, every mistake ends up screenshotted, uploaded, and turned into content. Hip-hop used to be about music. Now it's about headlines, memes, and who can survive the next viral storm. The spotlight never shuts off, and that means every misstep gets replayed 1,000 times before you can even breathe. So now it's your turn. Was T.I. right for stepping in, or should King have learned by getting burned? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, smash that like button, share this with your crew, and don't forget to subscribe, because trust me, the next chapter in this story is about to get even wilder. Stay tuned. It's only getting hotter from here. Fire.